21 Pilots, a band that shouldn't even need an introduction, but I'll give you one anyway. The history of this band is a fascinating journey marked by creativity, authenticity, and a profound connection with their fan base. First formed in 2009 in Columbus, Ohio by the band members Tyler Joseph, Chris Salah, and Nick Thomas. 21 Pilots has evolved from a local sensation to a global phenomenon. They blend genres like alternative rock, pop, hip-hop, and electronic into a distinctive sound that defies its easy categorization. With two of the original members of the band quitting, Chris and Nick, a new member of the name Josh Dunn joined the band, and to this day, it continues just to be Tyler and Josh behind the band 21 Pilots. But let's go back to before 21 Pilots, back to when it was just Tyler in his basement. No Pun Intended. It's an album that was originally recorded and released independently by Tyler during his high school years and early college days in 2007. This album reflects his personal struggles, emotions, and experiences dealing with themes like depression and self-doubt. Tyler distributed the album mainly to friends and through online channels, and it gained a following among fans of 21 Pilots after they formed later on in 2009. Despite its unofficial and somewhat obscure status, tracks from No Pun Intended have been circulated widely online and remain cherished by fans for their raw, emotion, and intimate lyrics. The album's significance lies in its role as a precursor to the music that would later define 21 Pilots' style, blending genres like rap, rock, and electronic music with deeply personal and introspective lyrics. While No Pun Intended is not commercially available and Tyler Joseph has not officially re-released it, the album remains as an important part of his early musical journey and continues to resonate with fans who appreciate his honest and vulnerable storytelling. This album has 19 tracks, with my personal favorites being Drown and Going Down. Let's continue to 2009, where 21 Pilots would officially form and release their first debut self-titled album. The self-titled album 21 Pilots by the band 21 Pilots was released on December 29th, 2009. It marked the band's debut studio album and was independently released. It features a unique blend of genres including indie pop, alternative rock, and electropop, reflecting the band's musical influences. Lyrically, the album explores themes of introspection, mental health, and personal struggles, which would become recurring motives in 21 Pilots' music. Initially, the album received limited attention, but it gained a following through the band's energetic live performances. Over time, the album began to attract more listeners, particularly after the band signed with Fueled by Ramen in 2012 and started gaining wider exposure. This debut laid the foundation for 21 Pilots' success, influencing their distinctive sound and their thematic approach in later albums. The self-titled album has 14 tracks, with some of the most well-known songs being Addict with a Pen and Fall Away. My personal favorite songs from this album have to be Aircatcher, Friend Please, and I'll Flies with Birds. The self-titled album is significant for introducing the band's unique blend of musical styles and themes, setting the stage for their evolution and growth in the music industry. If you were wondering where the name 21 Pilots actually came from, it's from a play titled All My Sons by Arthur Miller. Let's move on to 2012, where two of the band members, Chris and Nick, would quit the band, introducing the main duo we know and love today. Regional at Best, an album so old it doesn't even exist. Regional at Best is the second studio album by 21 Pilots, independently released on July 8th, 2011. It serves as a major point in the band's early career, showcasing their evolving sound and lyrical depth. Musically, it continues to blend genres such as indie pop, alternative rock, and electronic elements, further defining the band's style. Tyler's introspective lyrics explore themes of identity, insecurity, and the human condition, resonating deeply with their growing fan base. This album also introduces a new member that will join Tyler in making 21 Pilots into what it is today, Joshua Dunn. He was introduced to Tyler through the former band member Chris. Josh previously worked with the band House of Heroes, but quit to join 21 Pilots after they were in need of a drummer due to Chris quitting the band. There are still many stories told by Tyler and Josh themselves of how they met though. Key tracks from Regional at Best include Guns for Hands, Holding On To You, Car Radio, and Trees, which would later be re-recorded for their major label debut, Vessel. The album's production values improved from their debut, showcasing their maturing musical abilities and distinctive approach to songwriting. This album consists of 14 tracks, with my personal favorites being Slow Town, Glowing Eyes, and Clear. The band would continue to do live performances to grow their fanbase, eventually leading them to play a sold-out venue, which would grab the attention of several record labels. Despite its critical acclaim and popularity among fans, Regional at Best faced challenges with distribution and availability due to it being independently released. This led to the album being pulled from streaming platforms after the band signed with Fueled by Ramen in 2012. Regional at Best remains a cherished piece of 21 Pilots' discography, capturing a crucial moment in the artistic journey, laying the groundwork for their global prominence in the music industry. Let's continue on to 2013, where the musical duo would release their first record label album. Vessel, the album that really got 21 Pilots going. Vessel was the third studio album by 21 Pilots, released on January 8th, 2013 through Fueled by Ramen. It marked a significant milestone in the band's career, propelling them from underground favorites to mainstream success. The album builds upon the foundation laid by their previous works, blending genres such as indie pop, alternative rock, hip-hop, and electronic music. Tyler's introspective and often deeply personal lyrics continue to be a focal point, exploring themes of mental health and faith. Vessel includes reworked versions from some tracks from their early releases, such as Holding On To You and Car Radio, as well as the new songs like Migraine, Semi-Automatic, and Fake You Out. These tracks showcase the band's unique ability to seamlessly weave together catchy melodies, rap verses, and in-depth lyrics, creating a sound that defies easy categorization. The album received positive reviews for its innovation and emotional depth, gathering attention for Tyler's songwriting powers and Josh Dunn's dynamic drumming. It also marked the beginning of their collaboration with Fueled by Ramen, a major label that provided them with increased exposure and resources to reach a broader audience. With the release of Vessel, the band continued to do many live performances and even some music festivals around the United States. With requests of many cities wanting to see the band live, they decided to incorporate these cities into the band's first headlining tour, the Quiet is Violent Tour, which began in September of 2014 and continued into November of the same year. Overall, Vessel solidified 21 Pilots' reputation as one of the most innovative and introspective bands of the decade. It laid the groundwork for their future albums, establishing a fan base that appreciates their genre-bending approach and thematic complexity. Vessel consists of 12 tracks, my personal favorite being Holding On To You, Trees, and Guns for Hands. Now, let's move on to 2015, where 21 Pilots would really explode into popularity. Blurryface, the album name that always gets mistaken for Stressed Out. Blurryface was released on May 17th, 2015. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart, making it the band's first number 1 album. The album's lead single, Fairly Local, was released on March 17th, 2015, followed up by Tear My Heart and Stressed Out, which would later become one of the band's most successful singles, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. The character of Blurryface is central to the album's narrative, representing Tyler's insecurities and fears. Each song explores different aspects of this character, with lyrics exploring topics like anxiety, depression, and the pressures of fame. Blurryface was a commercial success, selling over 1.5 million copies in the United States by the end of 2016. The album's success was boosted by the popularity of its singles, particularly Stressed Out and Ride, which received extensive radio play and streaming. Following the release of Blurryface, 21 Pilots embarked on 2 world tours, the Blurryface Tour and the Emotional Roadshow Tour. The tours were highly successful, further cementing the band's reputation for energetic and engaging live performances. Blurryface has been credited with bringing 21 Pilots to mainstream prominence and is considered a landmark album in the alternative music scene. Its exploration of personal and emotional struggles resonated with a broad audience, and its innovative blend of genres influenced many artists in the years following its release. Blurryface has 14 tracks, with my personal favorite being The Judge, Message Man, Not Today, and Hometown. Also around the same time, 21 Pilots released a single called Hiatus. This song blew up in popularity and definitely helped 21 Pilots get put into the mainstream artist category. Now, let's move on to what the hell? 21 Pilots announced a hiatus in July 2017, following the end of their Emotional Roadshow tour. During this hiatus, both Tyler and Josh maintained a low profile, with limited public appearances and social media activity. Fans eagerly speculated about their next moves, analyzing any clues the band might have left regarding future projects. Leading up to the hiatus, 21 Pilots would post an eye slowly closing on their social media, but when they would return, it'd be a video of a vulture's eye opening, teasing the next era. The hiatus officially ended on July 11th, 2018, when 21 Pilots broke their silence with a series of cryptic social media posts, leading up to the release of 2 new singles, Jumpsuit and Nico and the Niners. These songs were part of their 5th studio album, Trench, which was released on October 5th, 2018. Now it's time to talk about my favorite era of 21 Pilots, Trench. The album introduces a fictional universe centered around the city of Dema and the character Clancy, who represents the battle against oppressive forces and the journey towards freedom. The overarching narrative is a continuation of the themes explored in Blurryface, but with a more intricate and developed storyline. The promotion for Trench began in a series of cryptic social media posts in July 2018, marking the end of the band's hiatus. On July 11, 2018, 21 Pilots released 2 singles, Jumpsuit and Nico and the Niners, along with music videos that introduced fans to the new album's concept and storyline. These cryptic messages also came along with a website called dema.org and would help the fans uncover secrets about the storyline. Currently, this website has letters from the character Clancy and new lore pieces related to the new album. These releases generated significant excitement and anticipation among fans. To support the album, 21 Pilots embarked on the Bandito Tour, which began in October 2018 and spanned multiple continents. The tour featured elaborate stage designs, incorporating elements of the album's narrative and immersing fans in the world of Dema. The band's high-energy performances and creative set designs were widely praised, further solidifying the reputation as one of the most innovative live acts in the music industry. Trench is regarded as a significant artistic achievement for 21 Pilots, The album's complex narrative and thematic depth set it apart from typical mainstream releases, showcasing the band's willingness to take creative risks. Its exploration of mental health and personal struggle resonated deeply with fans, reinforcing the band's connection with their audience. Trench has 14 tracks, with my favorites being Bandito, My Blood, Jumpsuit, and Nico and the Niners. Now, let's transition to some things 21 Pilots did between Trench and their next album, Skeleton Icy. Also, if you're enjoying the video, please subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind later. I'll leave a link in the description below to all my other social media and some of my music. Check out my channel for other 21 Pilots content. The year is 2020 and everybody is stuck inside due to the pandemic, but that's not going to stop 21 Pilots from releasing music. Love of Concern is a song that was written and recorded during the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. As the global situation unfolded, it became clear that people were in need of hope and reassurance, prompting the band to create a song that directly addressed the anxieties and uncertainties of the time. Tyler wrote Love of Concern in his home studio, inspired by the real-life events surrounding the pandemic. He wanted to create a song that was both uplifting and reflective of the current global situation. The production process was relatively quick, as the band aimed to release the song as soon as possible to provide comfort and support to their fans. The lyrics are straightforward and personal, expressing concern for loved ones and emphasizing the importance of staying connected and supportive during difficult times. Along with the single, the band released a music video directed by longtime collaborator Real Bear Media. The video features Tyler and Josh recording the song in their respective homes, reflecting the quarantine and social distancing measures in the place at the time. The visual style is casual and intimate, mirroring the song's themes of personal connection and reassurance. In addition to the single music video, 21 Pilots launched an interactive initiative called the Level of Concern Never Ending Music Video. Fans were invited to submit their own video clips, which were then incorporated into a continuously evolving music video. This project allowed fans to participate in the creative process and stay connected with the band and each other during the lockdown. This music video ended up winning the world record for being the longest music video in history. Level of Concern stands out in 21 Pilots' discography as a song that directly addresses a global crisis and offers a message of hope. It is a testament to the band's ability to connect to their audience and respond to current events with authenticity and creativity. The song's success further cemented 21 Pilots' reputation as a band that can adapt and thrive in challenging circumstances. November 2020, Josh revealed that the duo were still working remotely on their next album. Also, during the pandemic, the band released a Christmas single by the name Christmas Save the Year. It's a holiday-themed song released during the challenging times of the COVID-19 pandemic. The song was created as a message of hope and comfort amidst the uncertainty and difficulties faced by many people during this time. This release marked a departure from the band's usual style, embracing the more seasonal and uplifting tone. Now, let's move on to their next album, Skeleton Icy. Skeleton Icy is the band's 6th studio album, released on May 21st, 2021. The album marked a significant point in the band's career. Skeleton Icy has 11 tracks, with my favorites being Formidable, Bounce Man, Mulberry Street, and Redecorate. The album's title, Skeleton Icy, is an anagram for Clancy's Dead, a reference to the character Clancy from the previous album Trench. This title hints at the thematic departure from the darker, more introspective themes of Trench to a somewhat lighter, more colorful approach, though still retaining depth and introspection. Skeleton Icy features a blend of genres including alternative rock, pop, and electronic music. The album's sounds is more upbeat and accessible than Trench, with catchy melodies and vibrant instruments. Despite the lighter sound, the lyrics still address significant themes such as mental health and anxiety. To celebrate the release of Skeleton Icy, 21 Pilots hosted a global livestream concert event on the release day. This innovative virtual concert allowed fans from around the world to experience the band's live performance, complete with elaborate stage design and visual effects. With the easing of the pandemic restrictions, 21 Pilots embarked on the Takeover Tour in 2021. Then, after they randomly had a Roblox concert, I don't really know why they did that either. They went on to have another tour titled the Icy Tour to finish off the Skeleton Icy era. They also played their live stream experience in theaters during this time as well. Also during this era, they randomly had a Chipotle collab. I would also like to mention that the fans noticed that 21 Pilots' Twitter banner was desaturating day by day up to this album's release. Also, this is one of 21 Pilots' most hated albums. No idea why, I think it's a great album. Let's move on to the most recent release. Also, I will not be going in depth with the lore in this video, but if this video performs well and you guys want to see it, I'll make another video explaining all the lore and the storyline. Clancy, we're finally here. On February 15, 2024, the cover art of Vessel, Blurryface, Trench, and Skeleton Icy were updated to be partially covered in red tape on streaming platforms. Several people posted on social media that they have received mail from the band, and a new logo was revealed through billboards and posters on multiple locations worldwide over the following days, hinting at a forthcoming album. On February 22nd, a narrated video titled I Am Clancy was released on the band's social media platform, where details about the lore of the previous 3 albums were confirmed, in anticipation of the next album. On February 28th, the band announced a single titled Overcompensate, which was released on February 29th. Earlier that day, their 7th studio album Clancy was announced to be released on May 17th. On March 18th, Tyler announced that each song on the album would have an accompanying music video. The album's release was delayed by a week due to the time frame required to complete the videos. No other reason. The third single, Backslide, was released on April 25th, with its music video directed by Josh Dunn. The album released on May 24th with 13 tracks, my favorites being Oldie Stations, Routines of the Night, Lavish, Navigating, and Next Semester. This is an amazing album that really brings the musical style back to the previous released tracks. There's not much I can say about this album, as it only was recently released, but I can assure you that it is a 10 out of 10 album, and I'm so excited for this era to continue. As of recently, 21 Pilots just embarked on their Clancy World Tour. I will personally be going to the Baltimore, Maryland show and the Philadelphia show. We are now all caught up. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And be sure to check out my other social media and my music. This is my first attempt at this style of video, so hopefully it was enjoyable. Thank you guys so much for watching. Ready up now. Can't build down. Crank to height now. I don't want to play for it. I don't want to play for it. It's a build fight of what I build less. Can you die of fall damage? I don't wanna